All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrick Harrison. I'm the first Vice President of the Board of Commissioners of the Caddo Levee District. I want to welcome you all to our offices here at the Caddo Levee District here in Shreveport. The Red River Waterway Commission's Enabling Act requires one appointment from each of the 7 parishes in the Red River Waterway District. The Louisiana Director of Public Works is the ex officio chairman. The 7 parish members plus 4 at-large members in that commission. By statute, parish vacancies on the commission are to be selected by the governor from the names submitted by the parish police jury, which is now the Caddo Parish Commission, the Caddo Levee District, and the Red River Valley Association. Former longtime Red River Waterway Commissioner Mickey Prestridge died earlier this year. Mr. Prestridge was a Red River Valley Association board member properly appointed years ago to represent Caddo Parish and its parish member on the commission. The death of Mr. Prestridge created a vacancy on the Red River Waterway Commission for a parish member to represent Caddo Parish. Pursuant to establish the statutory procedure, Ms. Carolyn Prater, a long-term and highly respected member of the Board of Commissioners of the Caddo Levee District, was timely and properly designated by the Caddo Levee District, Caddo Parish Commission, and the Red River Valley Association to be the sole named nominee submitted by the 3 political entities for the governor to appoint to fill the vacancy as parish member for Caddo Parish. However, through a series of acts by Governor Edwards and or his office, Mr. Ronald Latier, a Shreveport attorney, was instead appointed without nominations from any of the 3 entities by Governor Edwards as the parish member to represent the parish of Caddo. As a result, these recent events, pursuant to the unanimous 7-0 vote by its Board of Commissioners, the Caddo Levee District has recently requested an official opinion from the Louisiana Attorney General's office regarding whether the aforementioned failure of the governor to appoint Ms. Carolyn Prater as a parish member to represent the parish of Caddo and instead unilaterally act to appoint Mr. Ronald Latier are acts that are prohibited by law and or in contradiction to the public policy. We learned just this week that the Office of the Attorney General will, in fact, provide the Caddo Levee District with a formal legal opinion on these important matters. However, we have yet to learn anything about the requested formal opinion of the Attorney General's office. And we learned yesterday that the Louisiana Attorney General has requested the opportunity to come to Shreveport this morning to address these important issues. The Caddo Levee District welcomes, and I have the privilege to introduce the Honorable Jeff Landry, the Attorney General of the state of Louisiana.
Thank you, Patrick. I certainly appreciate and recognize those members of the legislature, Dodie Horton, Alan Seabaugh, and Raymond Cruz, who are here today. In addition to the opinion request that we received from the Caddo Levee District, we also received a very similar request from Senator Barrow Peacock and Senator Greg Tarver. You know, it's important to understand that the work of the Caddo Levee District is critical to protecting over 30,000 people and over 200,000 acres of land from floodwaters. Another vital state entity, of course, is the Red River Waterway Commission, which is comprised, as Patrick said earlier, of 1 member from the following parishes: Caddo, Bossier, Red River, Natchitoches, Grant, Rapides, and Avoyelles, plus 4 at-large commissioners. By statute, the parish members of this commission are appointed by the governor, but it is from a list of nominees submitted to him by the police jury of each respective parish, the governing body of each levee district situated wholly or in part in the district, and the Red River Valley Association. Each of those entities separately nominates 1 person, and from the list of nominees, the governor appoints the member to the commission. As Commissioner Harrison said, he and the Caddo Levee District recently requested an Attorney General opinion concerning the procedures for filling vacancies on the board, as well as the validity of recent appointments to the board. Today I'm here in Northwest Louisiana to release the opinion and give a brief explanation of applicable law. In short, when filling a vacancy in the parish membership of the commission, it is imperative that the appointing authorities follow the statutory appointment scheme whereby the nominating entities submit nominations to the governor. And then the governor appoints from among the nominees submitted to him. Any member appointed contrary holds the office unlawfully and is subject to challenge. It is important to know the critical nature of the nomination component for filling vacancies on a commission is reinforced by the Louisiana Revised Statute 34, which provides that even if one of the nominating bodies cease to exist or function, the governor must nonetheless fill the vacancy on a commission from among the nominees of the remaining bodies entitled to make the nomination. Nothing in the statute, however, authorizes the governor to ignore the nominations of the local entities and proceed in disregard of the nominating requirements. In fact, unless the nominating entities present one or more nominees for appointment and the governor appoints a member to fill the vacancy from among those nominees, the appointment cannot be regarded as lawful, and the candidate so appointed cannot be said to be lawfully holding the office. Now, while much has been said about the way the governor has handled the Red River Waterway Commission appointment following the death of Mickey, I believe that it's really about the rule of law and the fairness to this area. The law must always be followed, and even and especially in even though Northwest Louisiana should always be treated fairly. The regulatory scheme requires this fairness, the statutory scheme under the statute as it lays out the commission and the members that are appointed. It was done so in order to ensure fairness and representation throughout Northwest and Central Louisiana. And my office is here to ensure that that happens. Thank you, and I'll be more than happy to take any questions.
The governor's office has popped 2 or 3 smoke grenades, such as timing and other matters trying to claim irregularities in the process. Do you see anything that's out of line in the process as far as the nomination goes, or any defense to the irregularities that the governor has committed?
Look, this is an opportunity. This opinion spells out to the administration what the law says and how it's to be followed. It's going to be up to him whether or not he wants to abide by that.
Will your office be taking an active role besides the opinion?
Our office is going to be monitoring this situation, and certainly we've already laid out in the opinion that anyone who has been appointed to this position, contrary to the statutory scheme, sits in that position unlawfully. And again, it calls into question the actions that the commission takes during that period of time while that person unlawfully remains in that seat. I'm joined today by Angelique Frio, who is the director of our civil division, and Tom Jones, who actually wrote the opinion.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here. It means so much to all of us, and for you always standing by the rule of law. So I just want to ask you, so does the governor have a choice to follow the law or not?
The governor you always have a choice on whether or not you follow the rule of law. You're right, but he does. Look, what we're hoping is that this gives the governor and them the understanding of what the statute spells out. You know, maybe someone in that office didn't quite understand that. This is an effort to remedy this situation and ensure that we protect Northwest Louisiana's representation on this very important commission.
A mandamus is possible, though.
There are a lot of possibilities. The governor could act. Yes, ma'am.
What happens if the governor refuses to accept your opinion? What is the next step?
Well, I mean, look, we would hope that he would recognize what the statute spells out And again, I want you to understand, I'm here ensuring that we're going to protect Northwest Louisiana's representation on this commission. And we're prepared to take whatever action is necessary in order to facilitate that.
So what's the next step for the three entities that made the, recommendation if he does not follow this?
Well, the entities have actually, they've taken their responsibility. They proceeded with forwarding the names to the governor. So they're relieved of their responsibility. They've already acted. The governor has to act in the.
He doesn't act if he doesn't change his mind.
Well, we'll see whether or not this opinion gives him an opportunity to change his mind.
And does y'all's office have the ability to try to enforce that through a legal action if he doesn't?
We stand ready to enforce the rule of law in this state and to protect Northwest Louisiana.
Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here, Ben. So has the governor seen this opinion?
He has not. This opinion was just released today to Patrick, and it was also forwarded at around 10 a.m. to both Senator Tarver and to Senator Peacock. I think that I will tell you this. It has been unbelievable how everyone in this area has come together to protect the fairness and representation of Northwest Louisiana. It really is. And that's what we're hoping gets done.
Well, absolutely, and so to, I think, follow up, at one time, the excuse was the paperwork wasn't in on time, but I don't think that stood up very long, did it? Because the governmental body submitting her name was in charge of that, and actually, it was done in a timely fashion.
What I would suggest is that we have copies of the opinion that we're going to be passing out to everyone. I would encourage everyone to read through the opinion. And
The way that works is that we were asked to, according to state law and policy, to our board of commissioners, as well as the Caddo Parish Commission and Red River Valley Association, were asked to come up with a nomination for this procedure. So that's what we did. We unanimously voted to put Ms. Prater as our nominee. Well, the commission and the Red River Valley Association also did the same. So that was the nomination process. And you have to understand that we have monthly board meetings, and so do all the other agencies. So we did that as soon as we had it on our agenda and to protocol. We made the nomination and sent that in, the resolution. So as far as we are concerned, everything was followed in proper protocol.
all right,
So, General,
last question.
So was this not, this particular seat, an at-large seat?
No, this was not an at-large seat. This was a parish member seat. And Greg, I tell you, we should be handing those opinions out. And I'm going to wrap this up. I would absolutely encourage you all to read it. I'm sure we're going to be posting it for everyone to read, and we would encourage them to do so. And if you have any follow-up questions after you've read the opinion, please don't hesitate to contact us. Again, it's a pleasure to be here in the Shreveport area today, and we look forward to protecting Northwest Louisiana's representation on this important commission. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.